welcome to this week's #Finance Friday. This month, we've been talking all about innovation. And as we discussed last week, with spring starting, we all want to be growing like blossoms in spring. We want to be evolving. Sometimes we don't really know where to begin, right? So the question that we want to pose today is, where do we actually start when it comes to implementing innovation? And really the best way to start is right at the beginning. So find your bearings. Let's review your vision, your goals, and your processes, and then you can easily grow from there. So if we just do a throwback to January when we were discussing business vision, I would like to ask you, how are you doing? How are you moving towards your vision? What was your vision, and have you been achieving it? Has your vision maybe changed? And if you compare your business now from where it started, I'm sure that it's definitely grown, whether that be in different concepts or services, employees or clients. I know that we've definitely grown. There have been a lot of changes at UPvisor in the last little while. So we have grown, and I'm sure that you can also relate to that. And you might even say, yes, I have achieved some of my goals, or maybe even many of my goals and ideas, or maybe you're in the process of achieving them. But is there maybe something that you can do better? Probably you're going to say yes, right? So the question is how we do that. So there are two things that we can do to help you answer this question about how we can do this. So firstly is to create a new vision board. So maybe you did one as part of our Finance Friday as part of January. So just go revisit that. Go see if you maybe need to cast a fresh vision. So a fresh vision with new goals and ideas, or maybe current goals that you can work towards. But really don't forget to look at the bigger picture. Make sure that you are linking into the grander vision for your business and the why you started the business at the end of the day. So then think about, are there any systems that you would like to improve? Maybe there are processes that you can automate, or maybe there are services that you can upgrade, or services that you can add to your business. Right? So those are three key areas that you can check out. And then you can start brainstorming how you can do this. How can you improve, automate, or increase these services? And as you think about which processes need to improve, change, or be implemented to achieve your vision, you're going to find new ways to incorporate innovation within your business. So that's the first one. Secondly, think about process evaluation. So here's the definition. A process evaluation focuses on the implementation process and attempts to determine how successfully the project followed the strategy that was laid out in the logic model. So as you then refer back to your vision board and identify these processes that need to be changed or implemented in order to achieve your new goals, there are a couple of steps that you can use to implement this process evaluation. Firstly, develop a conceptual model of the process and try identify key evaluation points, those points that will prove whether or not it's working. Secondly, create some evaluation questions and define measurable outcomes. So really understanding what the right questions are to ask to be able to get to a point where you can determine whether this is working well or not. And then develop an appropriate evaluation design, collect your data, and then analyze data. Right? Okay, think about that. So you've collected the data, you've analyzed the data, now you can start making some decisions. That's what we want to get to. Another way to evaluate your processes could be, if you don't want to follow this super formal process, it could just be a case of asking your employees or clients for their feedback and understanding where your business can improve from their perspective as well. And the best way to do this is to look at some best practice processes. Sometimes we don't actually know what our processes should look like. So if you can get a checklist of potential processes that should be in place, or that maybe is in place within another business in a similar industry to yours, that is really helpful to help us figure out what needs to be in place. So you do a little bit of a gap analysis, right? So you say, this is what needs to be in place. This is what's currently in place in my business. And then how do I close the gap? So there are a couple of questions that we normally ask as we're looking at a business process analysis. And this includes, who does this specific task? So once you've sort of established the list of tasks that need to be done, you think about who does this task, who reviews it, okay? Because it's really important that some tasks has a reviewer. And then, is the right person doing the task? Maybe you've allocated someone to the task, but it's not actually the right fit. Okay, so either they don't know how to do it properly, or they're not effective at it, or it's not their strength. In those instances, we want to try and change up the team so that we match the task to the person. And then as you are evaluating the process, start thinking about what is taking a long time to do, or where are there bottlenecks, or maybe even where are there issues that are coming up, and what do you wish could work better? once you've sort of thought through all of those questions, you will find that you are identifying areas for improvement really easily, and it helps you to understand what potentially isn't being done at all. So starting with the end in mind ultimately is going to be the most important step, because it helps you to craft your ideal process of how you're going to get there and then match what is currently happening to that ideal picture. So this is really that gap analysis. And as soon as you've got this gap analysis, you can start implementing innovation into your business. So it's going to be about making active changes and necessary changes to make sure that you're able to implement those ideas and the new vision that you have, and make sure that they are working and working well in the business. So innovation is all about adding value. So just remember that through implementing innovation, you will be adding value not only to your business and your employees, but also to the services, to all your services and to the clients who use them. So next week, I'm going to be introducing our new employee. Her name is Taryn Kun. She's going to be joining us for week 3, where we are going to be sharing some examples of innovation. I'm super excited for the session because there are so many different ways that businesses are implementing innovation, especially with technology developments. So make sure that you join us for next week's session, and I will see you then. Bye.